NVIDIA power boom. I've got Jenson on the phone, literally, sort of, you know what I mean. He's about to speak to us all. I've got a video I've just got hold of just a few minutes ago. It's why the show was started slightly later today, and it was advertised and rescheduled, but I was getting this sorted out for you. Power boom. Get ready. The Fed may be about to pump the stocks. And when I mean pump, I mean a 10 to 20% push. And if you're in margin right now, that could be 40% to you. So I'm ready. Are you ready? Okay, get ready for FOMC report. We're calling it NVIDIA Day. I've been calling it that now for a few weeks, and you're about to find out why, and why we could get a huge pump very quickly. Forget 12 months in the next week. Now, you do need to be very careful, though. I'm going to just put all warnings all over this. As you can see in the ticker below now, day trading is very risky. 95% of day traders lose money. I'm a long-term investor. I own it through the S&P. But I've got some news for you now, directly from Jenson himself, directly from the White House, from the Fed, Federal Reserve, the whole lot. Are you ready? Have you tapped the like button? And I don't think I'm going to tell you what this news is yet, unless everyone taps the like button. I'm making this during a live show. Have you all hit subscribe? I hope you have. Have you all done that? Like again? Have you liked? Are you ready? Okay, let's have a quick look. We've got 143 people tuning in now. How many likes have we got? We're making this during a live stream. We've got 26 likes, that's all. That's rubbish. 143 watching. What's going on? Tap the like button. I don't think I'm going to give you the news. You don't deserve it. All right, okay, so here it is. We have got some information now from Jensen, from the White House, from the Federal Reserve, which would suggest we're about to get a big pump on FOMC Day, Fed Day. We're also calling it NVIDIA Day. The GDP could be downgraded. GDP from 2% down to 1.5%, okay? Weaker and slower Fed. We're expecting a slightly lower number. Now, this also means that the Fed funds rates and projections, they're willing to be very dovish, I think, and suggest, not announce, but suggest a lot more rate cuts. I've been saying this before they said it. This is what I've already said, but now it looks like they're catching up with me. I think they watch my show. I think they do. I think we're going to get rate cuts nearly every meeting for the whole of next year. I think the Fed are about to pump the stock, all right, to avoid a recession, because if the markets go up, people start spending money, businesses look strong, economy looks strong, people investing make money, the markets go up. I think we're about to get it, all right? Looks like the Fed wants to pump the markets to prevent a recession. I'm going to give you some more information to back all this up in a minute. I expect bonds to come down and stocks to go up significantly. But beware, though, and I've been saying the same message, really, I'm just amplifying it today. Beware of the October earnings. There could be a pullback with all the profit taking if earnings isn't perfect. And we saw what happened before with the NVIDIA earnings. It wasn't. It was priced to perfection, and it sold off. It came straight back, of course. Took a few people a bit of a scare, but it came right back. My portfolio is about to hit all-time highs. 113,000 is the all-time high. We're getting closer and closer by the second, but I'm going to keep that right there. So I'm going to share with you some information I've just put together, and let's see what happens. All right. Okay, so how many have we got watching right now? 173. We're nearly hitting 200. In the likes, we've got 62 likes. Okay, by the end of this, if we could get 100 likes, I think you're about to like this. So we start off nice and small, and we'll bring Jensen in at the end. Okay, so first of all, we'll start off with something you may have heard already, but this is what it is. It's a power dash. Starts off with a mad dash from Jim Cramer. Let's go over, listen to this. Let's see what he says.
Founder of the company, going to be a guest at Goldman's Communicopia conference.
Right. You know about that.
Him on stage very early in the morning Pacific time.
We've already covered all of this.
David Solomon, the CEO of Goldman Sachs.
And there's very specifically, we're going to talk about the problem of NVIDIA. There's a lot of the network's kind of view that I heard yesterday was a slowdown. That's just not true. There is no slowdown. But what there is a complication.
A lot of people do not understand the stock. This is half of the problem. They think it's overbought, overvalued. It simply isn't. And now people are just waking up to this, but it opens a whole new industry. So on top of all of this, and potentially the new Saudi deal, we've now got a power amplification with all of the power we need to generate to power all this stuff. We'll talk about that in a second.
This new chip's very, very powerful, really hard to make, but there's a couple of releases today. Really good release from Oracle and NVIDIA together, talking about, and this is the complication, AI supercomputer, the largest in the cloud, to deliver up to 131,072 NVIDIA GPUs to enable customers to build, train, and inference AI at scale. Now we're all over our heads. See, now we're all trying to figure out what do you do with that. Like, I immediately shot a memo, a series of questions to NVIDIA saying, well, what does that mean? And when you don't know what it means, and I've spent 12 years trying to understand NVIDIA, then what are the people going to do is like, we will own it because they just hear that it goes up. We are now in a moment where NVIDIA is too hard for most people to understand, and we need Jensen to explain it.
Exactly.
And why is that?
There's the confusion with NVIDIA, and let me talk about the power right now and where we're going with this. Okay, so let's move on from that. We know about the confusion. I'm going to let you hear this, and then we're going to go to Jensen. Here we go. All right, so let's hear this.
AI boom is putting a big strain on the U.S. power grid, and the White House is tapping America's biggest AI players to discuss how to move forward.
And as we know, and I've been telling you over and over again, one of the best stocks you can own is this one. It's the Next Era Energy. It's all over this, and it comes with a record-breaking dividend as well. I've said this is one of the best stocks you can own. I've been saying it for nearly 2 years. I used to actually own this when I was trading individual stocks. But this is the exciting part. Whoever wins in the election is going to be all over building up power. We know Elon Musk has talked about going in the desert and just covering the desert up with solar to power all of this. Huge growth potential left, right, and center are all around NVIDIA. And let me share with you this bit of news here, and then we'll hear from Jensen himself, and you can get it from the horse's mouth. All right?
Meeting today with leaders from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, Microsoft, and even NVIDIA's Jensen Huang. Let's bring in Deirdre Bosa with more details in Tech Check. Deirdre?
Hey, Kelly. So we know the government moves slow, and AI is moving faster than anyone anticipated. So big tech has already done a bunch of deals in the energy space while also racing to build more efficient chips. Now, Oracle making progress on a data center that will require over 1 gigawatt of electricity, or enough to power roughly 750,000 homes. Amazon earlier this year paid $650 million for a nuclear-powered data center in Pennsylvania. Microsoft has earmarked $10 billion to develop renewable energy capacity to help, again, power data centers. Alphabet and Meta, they're looking to solar farms. So big tech is essentially scouring.
Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this, power is the part of this industrial revolution now, this AI revolution. It's enterprise money. It's the best sort of money you could imagine, because all the businesses are spending within themselves. These are all cash cows. These are all banks of money with buckets of money, and they're now, with rates going down slowly. Well, it won't affect straight away, but they're going to want to spend this cash. They're going to want to build out the infrastructure. I think there's going to be a lot of investment from Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, NVIDIA, all of these players in solar, wind, nuclear power, all of this stuff. All this is going to drive up. It's going to be a self-propelling prophecy, if you like. Anyway, we're going to come to Jensen in a couple of moments. I've noticed we're at 201 and everyone's forgetting to tap the like button because I'm not showing you. Please do tap the like. We should be way over 100 likes right now. This is very, very bullish. We got a power explosion now on top of NVIDIA and on top of what the Fed are going to do on the FOMC report. Jensen comes up after this.
The country for electricity supply, and the White House has certainly taken note. Our Megan Casella stopped NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang outside the meeting today. He acknowledged the huge amounts of energy that is needed to continue to develop AI, but he also talked about the solutions that AI could help pioneer. Have a listen.
Although artificial intelligence consumes a lot of energy to train, it also saves a lot of energy when you consume it. Because ultimately it's not about training the model, it's about using the model. And whether it's in healthcare or climate technology or just running the power grid, artificial intelligence has the opportunity to really save a ton of energy. And so I think people are grappling with the scale of the opportunity ahead. And of course, the scale of the challenges ahead. And so it's going to require public and private collaboration.
So here he's referring to this idea that the AI models are going to become so advanced that they're going to actually provide solutions. They're going to make energy, the way that we develop it, the way that we use it, generate it more efficient in the future. He also mentioned that public-private collaboration, that is certainly going to be tricky. Tech giants are pushing forward with energy deals and new data centers. That is straining the national power grid. And it's complicating their own emissions goals, which could in turn complicate the administration's transition to clean energy. Certainly a positive development that they're going to be working together, at least having these conversations, but the hard work is going to be ahead.
It shows how top level the concern is. Deirdre, thanks. We appreciate it.
Let me bring you some more from Jensen. We had part of it there, but I want to share with you a little bit more. I think we all want to hear what Jensen has to say, and I think this is really, really important because power and solar is what I love to be invested in, and I also love the AI element of it. So I really think when we have a big pump coming, and as I explained earlier, 1.5 GDP, weaker and slower. The Fed, I think, are aware that the economy is slowing down. And now they feel confident, I think, in pumping the stocks on Wednesday. And I think we're going to get that. I really do. That's why I've been calling it NVIDIA Day. And I think they're going to be very dovish and explain to us that they are going to do many more rate cuts. They're not going to tell us they're going to do it, of course. That would just be bonkers. But I think they're going to sort of allude to that. And I've said that for ages. We're going to get one rate cut nearly every meeting. So anyway, let's hear this. I want to share this a bit more from Jensen. It will repeat a bit what he said, but he provides more color to that. So I want to get this. He's just come out of the White House a couple of hours ago, and I want to bring this in. Here we go.
What can you tell us about the meeting today?
Well, we're talking about energy, about this new industry called AI factories and artificial intelligence. And obviously, we're at the beginning of a new industrial revolution. And this industry is going to be producing intelligence. And what it takes is energy and, of course, a lot of great computer science and large computing systems that NVIDIA makes. And so we've got to make sure that everybody understands the needs coming, the opportunities of it, the challenges of it, and do it in the most efficient and scalable way we can.
Absolutely. Do you see the need for a federal role here in terms of federal investment in combination with private investment?
Well, there's probably going to have to be public-private collaboration in this area because the rate of growth is really quite high. Although artificial intelligence consumes a lot of energy to train, it also saves a lot of energy when you consume it. Because ultimately, it's not about training the model; it's about using the model. And whether it's in healthcare or climate technology or just running the power grid, artificial intelligence has the opportunity to really save a ton of energy. And so I think people are grappling with the scale of the opportunity ahead, and of course the scale of the challenges ahead. And so it's going to require public and private collaboration.
Yeah. Do you think the U.S. is doing enough at this point to be competitive with China and other countries?
Well, this administration is determined to do the most and do it the fastest, and that speaks volumes about the reason why we have this meeting today. Mm-hmm. And so it's really great.
Is there enough money behind it at this point?
Well, if this country doesn't have the money, I don't see anybody else in the world that can possibly take advantage of this incredible new industry. And so, I think people are starting to realize that AI is not just a new computer science. It's a new way of doing software. It's going to, of course, revolutionize the computer industry, but it's going to create a whole new industry that sits on top of it, that produces intelligent skills and produces knowledge. And this industry is going to be quite large. It's going to be hopefully the most exciting of the new industries that the world's ever seen.
Can I ask you a quick question about export controls? Is there any policy, U.S. policy, that you would like to see changed in order to make sure that you're able to make sales overseas?
Well, export control and national security, industrial resilience, supply chain resilience, all of those matters are really complicated, and this administration understands the nuance of it. And so we would like to see, of course, the U.S. industries be as vibrant as possible, to export American standards all over the world, and to have the rest of the world be built on American standards. Of course, national security, incredibly important, and we have to safeguard all of that at the same time. And so So this is why policymakers have such a difficult job. They have to balance all of these various requirements and make sure that we have a great policy that somehow balances and keeps all of this up in the air and thriving. And so I think the most important thing for us is just make sure that we inform the administration on what we know about the technology and the industries that we're cultivating, and 100% make sure we comply with the policies.
Can I ask you one more question on tariffs? With this election, there's a lot of talk about potentially across-the-board tariffs of 10 to 20% and up to 60% on China. Do you have concerns about how that would impact NVIDIA's business, or concerns about the policy in general?
Well, I'm not very informed in most of that stuff. I think our company, of course, serves industries globally. And we're one of the few companies in the world that serves every single AI company in the world. And we're in healthcare and logistics and transportation and retail and e-tail. I mean, the number of industries that we serve is really quite large. And so, obviously all of these matters are complicated and requires nuanced thinking from the administration. So I trust that they're going to make great decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. The number one thing we tend to hear from business leaders is on stability, especially when it comes to this election. Do you have thoughts on supporting one candidate over the other, especially when it comes to keeping a calm, stable business environment?
Decent chap, Jensen. Very patient.
Well, one of the things that's really important is, and this affects us in export control, is just to have a stable policy. Of course, policies has to adapt to the changing environment, and in our world, the changing environment is literally real time, and so I appreciate the challenges it has on the administration, and meanwhile, we have to simultaneously seek and strive for American technologies to be the safest choice, to be the best choice, and we want the rest of the world's industries to be built on top of our industry. And so stability matters, and of course we have to continue to be the best, which
let him go. Come on,
American
let him go.
companies know how to do. To the extent that we have stability, I think it's going to be great.
What about on taxes? There's obviously very different stances between these two candidates on either raising the corporate tax rate to 28% or cutting it to as low as 15% on the other side. Any preferences there, or any thoughts on sort of how that would impact NVIDIA?
Well, whatever the tax rates are, we'll support it. It's as simple as that. I think this company was built in America. It benefited from all of the infrastructure and the support and the amazing intellectual capital that's in this country. And so to the extent that we can pay back through taxes, we're delighted to do it.
Absolutely. So no endorsements at this time?
We're focused on building our company, building our technology, and supporting whatever administration is here.
Absolutely. Anything you can tell us about what's next for NVIDIA?
Well, we're in the process of going into starting the production of our new generation called Blackwell. Every single generation, we try to increase the performance tremendously, and when we introduce new generations and the performance is 3-4 times higher, we're essentially reducing the cost of computing and reducing the cost of artificial intelligence by the same factor. And so each generation reduces energy consumption, increases performance, reduces cost, and so we're in a hurry to get to Blackwell. We're in full volume production of Blackwell.
About to hit all-time highs again.
And every company in the world is chomping at the bit, for us to ship it to them.
Well, there you go. I think she was very lucky getting so many questions from Jensen. I'm trying to get Jensen on the show. He's a very what's the word I'm looking for? Accommodating CEO. He's incredibly busy. And that lady there jumped on him when he came out of the White House, and it was just one more question, and he kept answering. So there you go. That shows the character of the man. Very, very good indeed. Anyway, so we got to hear about that with the power and everything else. More updates with Blackwell. I feel extremely confident that we're going to get a big rally push on Wednesday. So, but at the same time, we also want to make sure that we are well positioned and we are ready to take advantage of it. No doubt about it. The economy is strong. It's been cooling. That's why the rates are coming down. The job has been done. That's what we wanted to do, is cool the economy down, job done. So, congratulations to Jerome Powell. I think we're about to hit an all-time high any second now. 113,000 is my all-time high. Which is fantastic. I've not bought any more stock. I've not done anything. I've just held back in. This is back where we were at the carry trade and so on and so forth, but we're about to plow through that on Wednesday. So anyway, let's go over now to questions. I will round this out as a video. For those of you who watched to the end, just to remind you that what I said right at the beginning, I do expect to see GDP downgraded to 1.5% from 2%. I think the Fed are going to come in dovish on Wednesday and allude to more rate cuts going forward. I think they're going to get right behind the stock market and it's going to get pumped up. Be careful though, we could in October, we could get the earnings not perform as high as, the valuations end up going to, and there could be a sell-off. So I've always got now this money on hand. You can see I've got buying power there of $49,000. All my cash is in. I've got a decent amount of margin, but I've still got $49,000. I am very, very happy to spend it. I'm very happy to be all in, but I need to see a big pullback first, which is not a pullback because there's a problem. There's a sell-off to buy back. That's all it is. And then I can basically either spend the next 10 years paying that off or just trim off on the way up. Either way, I'm holding that money there in case there is a big pullback in October, which there very well could be. All right, now then, of course, as I end up this video, I know I'm live right now. I want to point you to two events that you cannot afford to miss. So first of all, if you go on the homepage of the channel, this is the channel here, and on Sunday, Sensei will be providing your very last trades, your buy zone, sell zone, support zones, right here on the show on Sunday at 3 p.m. So you are ready for the Monday morning opening bell, of course, and ready for Wednesday. Here is the event itself on Wednesday, and to get even further ahead of the game, if you scroll down, you'll find the party channel. There's my party channel, Martyn Lucas, the music channel, an upcoming live stream tomorrow night on the closing bell. Friday, we got this live event, and I do it on the party channel because I turn all the ads off. I give you 2 hours of price prediction, complimentary for free. There's no ads. I just give you all the information I can with what we've learned right up to the bell on Friday and after the bell for 2 hours. And then we have the party in the evening where people call in and have fun with us, and it is a lot of fun. So don't miss out on all of that. All right. Okay. Click above my head for all the links. Down below in the description, I'll put all the links as well. Over here, I shall put the price party prediction for Friday night on the closing bell. And down here, I shall put the FOMC report. We're expecting 40,000 people to join us live on that one. We've already got nearly 200 likes now on an event a few days away. So it's incredible. I do expect 40,000 live to join us for that. Till next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.